cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's episode, For Better and For Worse. Okay, listeners, I'm going to recite something that a lot of y'all may have heard, especially those who are married. I, so-and-so, take thee, so-and-so, to be my wedded wife or husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, to death do us part. Now, some vows even have the word obey in them, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So with that being said, fellas, I read an article that says 70% of divorces are initiated by women. So what that statistic tells me is that most women don't stick around for the worse. So I started digging to find out the top reasons for divorce. So reason number one, lack of commitment. That's 75%. Infidelity, extramarital affairs is 60%. Too much conflict and arguing. That's 58%. Getting married too young. That's 45%. Financial problems. That's 37%. Substance abuse. That's 35%. Domestic violence. That's 24%. Lack of support from family members. That's 18%. Health problems. That's 17%. And religious differences is 13%. So, fellas, after going down that list, right, there's only one thing that I could see on that list that a woman wouldn't be willing to stick it out. Everything else can be worked out through counseling as far as I'm concerned. So, what are you guys' thought on that?
Man, let me chime in first, fellas. And the reason I chose to chime in first is I'm recently divorced, and I'm not trying to put my business out there, but out of everything you listed, you mentioned on the list, you know, I was the one who filed the divorce, and nothing on that list applied to me, in my opinion, on why I chose to get the divorce. Now, I did get married at a very young age. However, my marriage lasted 28 years. So I do feel that, you know, I stuck it out as long as I could, but, you know, it was a variety of things that led up to be filing for the divorce, but, you know, the overall nail breaker, the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back that did it for me was my kids. It was our kids. The respect changed when they got older. You know, it was almost as if they felt they were on the same level playing field that I was, and as long as you were living under my roof, you know, I felt a certain type of way, and it was a certain type of respect that I demanded. And my ex kind of, in my opinion, sided more with the kids and favored the kids more. So, you know, that ran old with me. So that was my reasoning for filing for divorce. But again, 28 years is a long time.
Yeah, and so 28 years is obviously you tried to work it. You tried to work it and stick it out. But, you know, I said like 70% of the women are the ones who initiated. So you fall in at 30%.
I fall in at 30%.
So if we look at the divorces, just the divorce as a whole.
Right.
using the number 10, 7 women will file before the guys. There's 3 guys who will file.
Right.
You just happen to be the one to file after you put in 28 years.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I would have thought, I shouldn't say I think, I would have thought finance would have been first, because most of the time, most marriages that I know, it's always been finance while they broke up. I may know of one domestic violence, but other than that, the majority of the people that I know that have gotten divorced was finance. So that was really, I was surprised to see finance was 33%? 30?
Financial problems was 37%.
37.
And also, before you continue, I think I may have said lack of communication as being 75% was really that's lack of commitment. I just misspoke.
Okay.
So 75% is lack of commitment.
Lack of commitment. Okay.
But the financial is 37%. Now, out of all of those, I mentioned that I can only see one that a woman wouldn't be willing to stick it out, and that's the domestic violence. I don't think nobody should stick around and get their ass
They
beat.
shouldn't, but it occurs.
Well, lack of commitment. Lack of commitment, and then you said infidelity.
Yeah, infidelity was 60%. So to me, that says okay, he or she, whatever, been caught cheating or whatever, they're willing to. Hey, you got caught with your pants down,
right?
But we're gonna stick it out.
We're gonna try to work it out.
We're gonna work it out.
And so, but the lack of commitment is 75%. I would want to go deeper to be like, damn, the lack of commitment is. I look at that lack of commitment to the relationship as a whole.
That's what I'm saying. Lack of commitment, like as far as I mean, when you say lack of commitment, to me it sounds like infidelity. But are you saying you're just not committed to the relationship?
Yeah,
but being committed,
I look at it as not committed to the relationship.
I do as well.
Well, that's still infidelity, right?
No,
if you're not,
infidelity is cheating. It doesn't necessarily mean just because you can not cheat at all. Nobody's cheating.
You just not into the marriage. Okay,
committed to the marriage.
Right. I got it.
You may hate to come home. You may hate to sleep next to this person.
I got it. That was a super dumb moment. Like, that's what that was.
That was a comedian 96 moment.
Golly, commitment.
In health problems, I see it 17%. Now that really is kind of disturbing to me because, spoiler alert. Well, not really a spoiler alert because you guys have probably already listened to the Tuesday show. Our Tuesday show we talked about mental health and mental illness, and so if you have a husband that may be dealing with something mentally, that tells me that health problems you're not willing to stick around for. And it doesn't even have anything, it may not even do anything with mental illness. It could be, hey, he's paralyzed and his penis don't work no more. Yeah. Everything below his waist don't work no more.
Right.
Now I don't want to stick it out with him. Or I don't want to help wipe his butt. Or whatever, He got diabetes and they had to chop one of his legs
off. Yeah, I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be pushing his wheelchair.
Right. Yeah.
And all of that's kind of scary if you're married, because if you're married, and 70% of women are the ones who are filing for divorce, like woo-wee, you better know who you married.
Yeah, because it seems like they divorced for all of those reasons that you just named off. And that's what's happening.
Yeah. Not only that, well, infidelity. Let's go back to that. Say they cheated once, and you, like you said, you say, okay, dust it off, we wipe, we gonna work through it, we gonna wipe. What if you catch them once, and then you catch them twice? Say maybe even a third time, right? But this time, it seems like they gonna work it out. But
who's the one being caught? Is it the man or the woman?
It's the woman.
Okay, so if the woman is being caught, then it's on the man whether or not he wants to tolerate it, and that falls into that 30%.
Okay. Now say let's flip flop it. Let's reverse it. Say if it's the man that keep getting caught.
Now, again, that's the woman because they're filing at a higher rate at 70%.
Okay.
So if the woman is the one catching the man, then, I mean, there'll be a reason why she would file for divorce if she no longer wants to stick it out.
Right.
My whole thing is for better or for worse.
Right.
When it gets worse, women are more apt to cut out
Jump ship.
That's true. That's true. But
when it gets worse.
But
tough.
I know infidelity was a high 60%, in the high 60s. What was there anything higher than infidelity?
Yeah, lack of commitment. That's 75%.
Oh, that was at 70.
Yeah, that's
okay.
top.
Yeah, that's 75%.
Wow.
Yeah,
Lack
yeah.
of commitment.
Lack of commitment is 75%. And here's one. Here's one that can kind of fall into where I look at it as the lack of commitment. It can easily slide into that lack of commitment category. Getting married too young. Because if you get married too young, chances are, as Comedian
Wild
96
Oats.
like to speak of,
yeah.
the tingle.
The tingle. Yeah, that
And
is.
so sometimes you can get married a little too young, and then once you get some years under your belt,
Yeah.
it seems like you're no longer committed to the relationship because it's kind of getting old.
But okay, let's put it back in a man's perspective. Like, so let's use this for an example. Say you marry a female that you trying to cuff somebody, you know, doggone well. Let's use a woman that she's a club hopper. She goes to the club 5 out of 7. I think we all know one of those. They go to the club 5 out of 7 day week, if not 7 out of 7, right? But then you meet her at the club. Then you marry her. But she ain't stopped in the club. At first, you be like, you know, I'm going to make this work and I'm going to go with her. But then you like, no, this ain't me. This not.
on you for marriage.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
changed, yeah.
So I feel like as far as man and woman, who you pick plays a big part of relation, you
I
know.
think in that scenario, you shouldn't jump and get married too soon if you know she not that, you know, the type of wife that you expecting
Right.
and want.
Right.
Right,
That
right.
If
just
she going to the club and you marry her and she's still going to the club, what the hell you expect?
Well, all I'm saying is the tingle works both ways. The man, you could put that thing on that man,
that
that tingle.
It ain't the tingle for me, bro. It's more than the tingle for me.
It had you thinking crazy.
Ladies,
It
if y'all
ain't-
listening, his name is Comedian 96.
But
All he
look,
looking for is a tingle.
No, I'm not looking for a tingle. I'm
That's
looking.
just how easy
I'm
it is.
looking to be married. I'm just saying. Sometimes the tingle can have you making stupid mistakes.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not looking for a
When you
tingle.
when you're younger, yeah, I fall under that category.
No,
It's
'cause
probably the tingle then.
Hey, you right. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you get that, you get it put on you right. You'll be paying her bills for you pay your own. So you just be careful.
So Comedian 96, I just want to make sure I hear. You said that y'all was talking about the tingle. And you said that you will spend your money on
No.
bills.
I said some of them. I'm giving you an example. Not me. Never. Not me. I said you have that kind that it had you. Because let me tell you, if I run into something like that,
that brother
I'm not gonna go
back
back
it
for
down.
seconds. Because I already know she ain't no good. I ain't going back to that, because then I probably would if I go back for that second round.
Right.
I might pay her bills before I pay my own. So to prevent that, I ain't going back if I know she ain't no good.
Okay.
So
But thank you.
let's let me point something else out on this list. So 58% is too much conflict and arguing in the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you can argue about a number of things.
Yeah, that can get old, you know, but when it becomes petty,
Yeah.
you know, that makes it old.
And do y'all think they're reoccurring arguments?
Yeah.
For the
Okay.
same reason.
That's being petty, almost putting it
That's
under
being
the
petty.
petty umbrella.
Right. So see me, that would where I am in my life. I'm a happy person, right? So that would be number one. Finances wouldn't be. It would be.
joy.
Yeah, I'm a happy joy. So I don't want no combative woman. I need somebody that's gonna come in and they're They're gonna be cooperative. We gonna be able to. Cause at this point in my life, I'm not finna go ahead.
I just want to say this: what you just said about the type of woman you want.
Right.
That's every man's dream.
Yeah.
What you saying?
Yeah.
But where are they? It's not that easy. See, easier said than actually being out there. They're all semi-combative in every area of your life.
Man, they out there.
At some point, they're going to be combative about
At
something
some
that
point.
you do if it's not the way she wants you to do it or it doesn't fit.
And will she stay? And that's what part of the question is. What do we consider better or worse
Right.
in this situation? And will she stay? But it appears that they're kind of quick to jump ship.
Yeah, they the way it goes now, man. Most women are and I'm not saying all, but it's only for better. As long as it's better, it's good. If it's not better, and anything goes bad, and the one he was just talking, and Freddie G was just talking about the health reason. How you gonna if for 30 years we've been together, it's been good, and you done bought Porsches and blah 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 and this and that, and then the one day, God forbid, that person gets diabetes, cancer, or something, and they no longer can move around, and you just jump ship.
So look, what if that person was the actual breadwinner, the guy who got the diabetes or whatever?
That's what I'm talking about.
He made all the money in the house.
Yeah.
She was the stay-at-home mom.
Right.
She didn't have to go to work to do nothing. Pay for nothing.
And then she
at home.
just jumps ship when he gets sick.
Because she can't afford this lifestyle because now he can't work. He can't bring the money home.
No. Even worse. Say he got the money. He got millions in his account. Right?
Right.
But because he got sick, she don't want to be with him no more. You get what I'm saying?
So she jumped ship on him.
She jumped ship. Yeah, let me get a divorce. Let me get
That's
half of that.
horrible.
Give some of that money.
Now that's horrible.
It's some people out there like
That's
that.
dirty.
Yeah.
But I think just him.
The guy, matter of fact, what was that? The one that just happened. Was he a prince or something? His mama was smart. Shout out. I can't remember the guy's name, but his mom, he was a prince. So the lady divorced him, right? But the mom was smart enough to put everything in her name.
I heard this.
She got that was, man. That lady was awesome.
Here's one of the things on the list that really tripped me the hell out, right? And it's number 10. Religious differences at 13%. That's crazy to me because when you meeting somebody,
That
you
should be-
know, okay, I'm Christian, you Muslim.
That should be, you know, right off real. Unless I
whatever
find,
religion.
I'm sorry, unless you find out I'm Christian, and
13.
And that's what I'm saying. The tingle could do that to you. Because you can tingle, right? Tingle. They ain't getting to know each other. Tingle. Then a year go by, tingle. And then you get married and you find out I'm a Muslim.
Why you cooking me some
You
pork
gotta
chops?
think, because it could be both parties could be not really
It
wasn't
no
conversation without.
where you've known this person, you've been talking to this person. You should know if they're Baptist, Christian, Catholic,
He said a year goes on,
Muslim.
all that tingling going on.
Yeah,
You should know. Y'all just haven't talked at all, basically.
yeah,
It's just-
because tingle. I'm just saying.
Ain't no relationship there.
at all.
It's not.
Just a physical relationship.
But it's one of those things where you can be around. That's why I say the tingle can throw you off sometimes.
So
I can kind of understand, but sometimes one day you just gotta wake up.
Here are two more real quick, fellas. So another one is substance abuse at 35%. Now,
Yeah.
I would think that that's somebody hiding an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you met her, man, or you met him or whatever,
Yeah.
and let's say y'all like to smoke weed or like to do whatever,
Right.
But I would think that 35% that divorce is because you've been hiding an addiction.
What if? Yeah. I was gonna say gambling, because even though that still would be. I know it's not a substance, but
it's an addiction. Though.
Gambling is an
It's
addiction.
serious to the
addiction.
finances.
Yeah, exactly. That falls under finance.
Because honestly, what's not on there is, I'm gonna be honest, but if I date a woman and she doesn't smoke cigarettes, and then after she started smoking cigarettes, I'm gonna get
But
them
here's
papers.
one thing I think: if you are with somebody that's hiding, doing drugs. At some point, you gotta have seen or noticed a change in the way they act somewhere.
Some
but
sign,
you
some
had
type
to
of
have been
sign.
some sort of sign there after a month or 2 or 3 or at least something.
But let Comedian 96 tell it that tingle made you ignore that
Yeah,
sign.
but,
it makes you.
but if you know a person, you know the changes that they make or when they make a change. You can notice that if you really know a person.
Pay attention.
You can see that. You
Pay
can see it.
attention, folks.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Pay attention.
Yeah, so, man, before we get out of here, man, I once heard a famous person say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So, ladies, that 70% who initiate divorce, that speaks volumes. This includes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursdays. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.